Hey everyone, welcome back to Bookcast. We're continuing our journey through The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. I'm Jenny, the one diving into the book, and I'm here with my favourite co-host and question asker, Alex.
Hey, great to be back. So far, this book has been way more than just about money. It's about how we think, feel, and behave with it, and why those things often surprise us.
Exactly. And today, we hit a chapter that really makes you pause. Chapter 3 is called Never Enough, and honestly, it's a bit of a gut punch. Housel opens with the story of Rajat Gupta, a man who rose from nothing to become one of the most respected business leaders in the world. But it wasn't enough. He wanted more. So he got caught in an insider trading scandal, ended up in prison, and lost everything. All because it still wasn't enough.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that case. It's sad and kind of scary. Like, if that guy didn't feel satisfied, what hope do the rest of us have?
That's the point Housel is making. No matter how much you have, if your sense of enough keeps shifting, you'll always feel poor. It's not about how much you earn, it's about where you draw the line. And in this chapter, Housel asks a question that hits hard. At what point is what you have enough?
I feel like that's such a rare question in today's world. Everything's about upgrades, hustle, leveling up. We don't stop to ask why, or when does it stop?
Exactly. And he makes it clear. Ambition is fine, growth is fine, but the danger is when more becomes the goal in itself. That's when people take unnecessary risks, ruin relationships, or lose peace of mind. He contrasts two characters, Rajat Gupta, who risked everything to go from rich to richer, and Ronald Read, a janitor and gas station attendant who quietly saved and invested and died with millions, all without chasing headlines or status.
I love that contrast. One guy had all the power and access in the world and crashed. The other just stayed steady, lived simply, and ended up wealthy and respected.
Exactly. And it shows. Wealth isn't just about income, it's about behavior. And behavior is driven by your values, especially your definition of enough.
So how do we actually figure that out? Like, in real life, how do you define enough in a world constantly telling you to want more?
That's the tricky part, right? Housel doesn't give formulas, but he does offer some guidelines. Know your personal values. Ask what truly matters to me. Is it freedom, time, security, experiences, legacy? Avoid comparison. This is huge. Social media, status games, they'll move your enough goalpost every day if you let them. Stay grounded in the long term. Remember, one reckless decision, especially with money, can undo years of work. So ask yourself, is this move worth the risk of losing what I already have?
That last one hit me. We always think of risk in terms of gains, but rarely in terms of losing what we've already built.
Yes, Housel even says, there is no reason to risk what you have and need for what you don't have and don't need. It's powerful, and so easy to forget when everyone around you seems to be climbing higher, faster.
It kind of reminds me of that Warren Buffett quote, something like, the chains of comparison are the heaviest to break.
Exactly. And Housel makes a point here. Many people lose because they don't know when to stop playing. He compares it to a casino. Everyone's trying to win, but the most disciplined person is the one who actually walks away with their winnings.
So this is about self-awareness, discipline, and also courage. Because it takes courage to say, this is enough for me, even when others are chasing more.
Totally. And maybe the scariest part is, the people who can't say enough often aren't chasing money. They're chasing status, admiration, or identity. Money just becomes the tool.
That's deep. So the solution isn't just a budget or a net worth goal. It's something more internal, like your philosophy of life.
Yes, this chapter is about defining success on your own terms. and being okay with not playing someone else's game. One line I loved: enough is not too little. It's realizing that the opposite, an insatiable appetite for more, will push you to the point of regret.
I'm going to sit with that one because it's so easy to get caught in that loop. One more raise, one more house, one more follower.
And it never ends unless you choose to end it by choosing enough.
Okay, Jenny, before we wrap, give me one takeaway for our listeners to reflect on this week.
Here's one. Ask yourself this simple but hard question. What's my version of enough? Not based on your neighbour or that finance YouTuber or your past self, but based on your values, your goals, your peace of mind. And if you can answer that honestly, you're already ahead of 99% of people.
That's perfect. All right, folks, that was episode 3, Never Enough. If this resonated with you, let us know in the comments. What's something you're learning to say enough to?
And be sure to like, share and subscribe to Bookcast Pod. Next up is Chapter 4, Confounding Compounding. We're going to talk about the quiet superpower of money, time, patience, and the magic of compounding.
Can't wait for that one. Thanks for listening, and remember, you don't need more, you just need enough.